The Broken Empires Kickstarter is launching October the 1st. There's still time to become an early VIP supporter over at the pre-launch page at play.thebrokenempires.com. Now here's the problem. They do not recover travel stains until they rest in a safe place. This is not a safe place. Well, hello and welcome back once again to Me, Myself, and I. I am, as always, your intrepid GM host and player, Trev DeVal. Thank you so much for joining me. Please do consider hitting like and subscribe or joining us over on Patreon or here on the YouTube channel memberships, and of course, helping to support the Kickstarted game that I'm doing. But for now, we are talking about Vale and the ambushed camel train, because of course she rolled a combat ambush after she failed her perception roll as part of her scouting mission. They are about halfway to the location that she believes Mazzaroth's tomb is at, but they have been ambushed by something. So, a couple little bookkeeping things. I didn't add the thread of travel to the tomb, did I? I can't remember if I did, but I'm going to add it now. I'm also going to add the character of Watik Fel Sabah, who is their guide. And before we get into everything else, I'm going to start the new scene at Chaos Factor 7, bumping that right up. Okay, as per the game rules, I'm going to determine the difficulty of the combat counter. This is basically going to tell me what the average combat stat is for the enemies, kind of thing, just to give me a general sense. And it is, medium. Very lucky. Okay, so that means that the average combat stat's gonna be around 40. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna roll on this. I just have an idea for what they're gonna encounter because I wanna playtest a particular monster. So I think what's gonna happen is, as they're moving their way along the sloping, almost like foothills of the mountains, there's still sand everywhere. I think they're on foot now, leading their camels or mounts behind them. From the sand all around them come bursting out these hideous arachnid-type creatures. And yes, these are not in fact spiders, but giant scorpions. They come bursting out of the sand. They were lying in wait, sort of feeling and sensing the vibrations of enemies. And here are the enemies. Now, they are taken totally by surprise, so there's no initiative roll, which means these things get to act first. I think it's very likely that they're probably going to go for the camels first. I think it's likely. We're at Chaos Factor 7 now, so there's a very good chance of this being a yes, and in fact, it is an extreme yes. Right away, I think these things, these two little ones, leap at the central camel and immediately start snapping their pincers and stinging it with their tails. This poor thing, with a hideous scream of pain, it bleats in terror. It falls to the ground, immediately falling prey to these skittering, snapping giant scorpions. And over here, they're also going after the camels here. I'm going to say, yeah, it was an extreme yes. So this thing is going to attack Thrag's camel, and the big one is going to go after the guide's camel. So I think it's very unlikely they bring down both other camels, but we are Chaos Factor 7. So here we go. The answer is, oh my god, the answer is a yes. Oh, this is really bad. It's yes, and there's a random event. Okay, well, so they're gonna bring down both camels. Doesn't mean both camels are dead. It's not an extreme yes. So here's what I think that means. I think that this camel gets taken out by the scorpion, not dead, but like thrashing and struggling against the attacks of this creature. Same thing with this. I think this camel, just because it's a cool mini, this camel's fighting back a little bit. Before we get to the beginning of a new round, now that the surprise round has been really bad to the mounts, let's find out what this random event is. We haven't had a random event in forever. Let's see here. What is the focus of the random event? 50. NPC positive. NPC positive, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's General Darian Bangar. It's positive for him, an NPC positive for him. Well, right now, Watik Fel Sabah is his representative. NPC positive. It's probably going to be something to do with Watik, I'm going to guess, but let's find out. Let's look at the details. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. 06 is going to be arrive, business, arrival of business, NPC positive. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wow. Arrival of business. Oh, you know what I think this means? Watik works for the general. Arrival of business, NPC positive. That means that Watik is prepared for just such a thing. He knew that the possibility of a scorpion attack could happen. And you know what that means? Yes, I know what that means. That means that Watik is in possession of Scorpion anti-venom. So, venom, anti-venom, whatever it is, it's the antidote to Scorpion poison. Okay, that's good. Their initiative is at 3, which means everybody else, I'm just gonna have Watik kind of go on Thrag's turn, just to keep it simple. Veil's on D8 and Thrag's on D6. Here we go. How do they do with their initiative? Veil is gonna go after the Scorpions, unless she spends a resolve. She's going to spend 1 resolve because players break ties. So everybody goes before the Scorpions, which is good. Okay, now they're taken totally by surprise, which means that they don't have weapons drawn. So that is gonna be the action first, is to pull their weapons and essentially move to engage. Now, Watik has his sling, and I think he's going to get up on this dune, and I think he's going to target one of these Scorpions over here. So they basically get to positions, pull their weapons, and charge into the fray. Well, not technically charge, they move to engage. And now we go to the Scorpions here. So it was an extreme yes that they went after the camels, which means that because of that roll, I don't think that they're even paying attention to the humans. I think they're solely focused on their prey that they've already got down here. Yeah, I'm just gonna roll a quick attack roll for each one and see what that brings in terms of SLs or anything. So this one is defending, so I'm actually gonna roll for him. So the enemy is gonna be rolling at the complete miss. That's great. So I don't have to worry about the camel. The Scorpion is snapping its pincers, but the camel is fighting it off, which is amazing. Over here, this one is in bad shape. So I think Thrag actually went back for that one. What's going on over here with this camel? Also 94, also death. So this Scorpion has not caused irreversible damage to this camel at this point. That's very good. I think this one is basically done, though. These Scorpions are just snapping it and ripping it apart. So that is essentially the end of the first round. We go now into the next round, our new initiative phase, and here we go. Everybody is before them. Great, they can all attack. Let's start over here with Thrag. Thrag is going to attack this thing, and as soon as he swings his axe down at this Scorpion, it is going to notice him, and it is going to get a chance to dodge. So Thrag is swinging his mighty axe at 75. He does amazing damage with this. Boom. Oh, what a hit. Unless this thing can dodge out of the way. Dodge is going to be 50. Does it dodge? It does for 1 degree. So he hits with 5. 5 in the 7 with the Scorpion. That's going to be the left pincer for 5 SL. Now, these things are not susceptible to certain combat maneuvers, and the big one, actually, it's harder to do certain things to it because it's got a size difference, but no shield, can't disarm it, can't knock it prone. Yeah, these things, there's not much you can do against these things other than imbalance them or drive back into a different zone. So that's what he's gonna do, actually. He's gonna drive back. So he smashes the Scorpion, and while he does so, he drives it back away from this injured camel. And now what does the damage do? He is doing 10 damage coming in on the left pincer. Oh boy, well, it does have armor of 2. It's gonna take an 8-point wound. It might be incapacitated, and it might also kill it. So let's find out. It has toughness of +1. Is it incapacitated? It is not incapacitated, but oh, 8 + 1 is 9. It's not dead, but it has taken 8 wounds in total. Over here, Veil, she is going to stab at it with her rapier. Now, she gets +1 SL because she has expertise. So she's going to roll, and it will get a chance to dodge. Here we go. Rolling on 73 plus expertise. 26 is 3 success levels. Its dodge of 50 is going to just miss. She hits with 3 SL in the right pincer on the mama as well. She's going to, oh no, she can't drive it back. To drive someone out of the zone is 3 SL, but this is large, which would cost 4. So she could spend resolve to increase the SL, but is it that important to her? I think she will, actually. Yes, she's going to spend another point of resolve to increase her SLs to 4, which is going to allow her to push the thing out of the zone away from its prey, the camel, essentially. And she's going to do damage as well at the same time. She's going to do not a huge amount of damage. She's done 4 SL plus 2 is 6 in the pincer. So there's 2 armor points. So she's getting a 4-point wound in the right pincer. Is it incapacitated from this? It's +2 toughness. 5. No, it is not. She stabs into the right pincer. It snaps at her as she drives it out of the zone. Meanwhile, over here, Watik is going to be snapping one of those stones at one of these things here. How does he do? He misses with an 83, unfortunately. Okay, now that was our guys. Now it is the Scorpions. Let's start over here. This Scorpion against Thrag. Its right pincer is kind of hurt by Thrag. It's not incapacitated, but I think it is going to try and strike him with its tail. Rolling at 40, just misses. And over here, the two pincers, I think, are coming after Vale. Now, she could try and parry this, but it's minus 20 to parry because of the size of it. Coming in at 50. The first one comes in at 0-3. That is a hit. Her parry is just slightly better than her dodge, so she's going to try it. So she's coming in here at 53. Oh, she does. She got 2 SLs versus its 1 SL because she gets +1 with that rapier, so she's able to parry that thing off. But the second pincer comes in. She will be at minus 40 to defend against this because she's got minus 20 against the size of the pincer and minus 20 multi-defense penalty. But let's see if this thing comes in and it hits. And 0-3, it hits again with 1 degree. Now she's rolling, ooh, not so good. She's rolling at 33, and she doesn't. She is going to get hit in the body with 1 degree of success. It does big damage, though. This is gonna be 6 damage in the body. She has a total of 5 armor points in the body with her shield and her leather armor, which means she's going to take a 1-point wound. Where is the wound? 5. It's in the stomach. Now, she doesn't have to do a wound die roll because she has a toughness of +2, so that little wound isn't going to incapacitate her. Over here, these things, well, let's ask the fate chart. Do these things continue to feast on the, now I think safe to say, dead camel? I think it's likely that they do. Oh, they don't! Okay, it's not an extreme no. So what that means is they decide to engage. This thing is going to move from short to close, and then as its action, charge close to engage against Thrag. So it's charging in at 60. It's got 2 pincers, gonna get +20 to each one. First one, that is a hit. See if he can parry it, and he does in this case. And now the second one comes in also at 60. Another hit. Now he's parrying at minus 20. So he's parrying at 55 now. And he does with 1 degree, so it will hit with 1 degree, no special maneuvers, but it'll hit with 1 in the 6, which is the right arm now. I think I've changed the hit location numbers again. He does have leather armor there, though, so he's gonna take a 1-point wound in the right arm. All right, and where is it on the right arm? It is in the bicep. Again, his toughness is +3, so he doesn't have to worry about incapacitation. It's the first wound he's taken on that arm, so that is a minor wound, but that is that one. And now this one does the same thing, but it's going to charge Vale. I'm gonna say the Vale is actually 1 more zone away, so it's gonna move from medium to short and then short to close. So it's in the same range as Vale, but it's not able to attack her yet. That was the Scorpions. Now we go back into the next round. How we doing here? Everybody's before the Scorpions. Excellent. Let's start over here. Thrag now is faced by 2 different Scorpions. That's a potential 4 attacks coming in here. He is going to attack the wounded one and hope that he can kill this thing. He is going to smash it with his axe. And he does with an incredible hit. It is going to try and dodge at 50. It will not. Oh, this is fantastic. It is hit this time in the tail. Now, he kind of does want to change location to that right pincer because he wants to cut it off, which will carry up, will take up all of his success levels. Oh boy, for 11 damage minus its armor of 2 is a 9-point wound. That means in that right pincer, it has now taken 13 wounds. As soon as the small one takes a total of 10 wounds, it's dead. He basically smashes the thing and grinds it into paste. That was him. Over here, Vale sees her danger as this thing is moving up behind her, but she is currently locked in combat with this thing. She's going to stab it with her rapier. She's rolling at 73. That is a critical hit. Critical hit is +3 success levels. In this case, that'll be for her 3 + 3 + 1, because of her expertise, is going to be 7 SL against this thing. It's going to dodge at 50. It will dodge with 2, so that's a hit with 5 SL total. It's going to be 7 damage. What's she gonna do with the 5 SL? I think she's gonna drive it again out of the zone because she doesn't want this thing to catch up and charge her. So she drives it out of the zone. 7 damage. Where? In the 3, in the body. -3 armor points is a 4-point wound in the body. Does it become incapacitated from this? I'm gonna guess not. It's rolling at +2. No, it does not, and it's not a lethal wound. Meanwhile, Watik, I think he's gonna try and hit this thing as it's racing in to attack Vale from behind, and he will hit because it's 60. So he's gonna do a great hit. This thing is gonna try and dodge it, and it will not dodge. It's gonna be hit in the right leg. leg, which is really good. 6 damage in the legs. It's only got 1 armor point, so he does a 5-point wound. Is it incapacitated from that? 3 plus 1 is 4. It is incapacitated, which means its athletics rolls are at a penalty and it moves slower now. It's not a lethal blow though, unfortunately, but he does slow it down significantly. Okay, that brings us now to the scorpions. The little one over here is going to attack Thrag. On a 1 to 2, it's the tail. It is. It's going to strike Thrag with its poisonous tail. It's going to hit with 3 degrees unless he can parry this thing off, which he should theoretically be able to do. Here we go. Oh, no. Okay, this is bad. Not only does he not parry, he critically failed, which means he's going to have a tactical disadvantage of -20 to his next roll. Oh, and this is Venom. You know what? I think Thrag needs to re-roll this. Yep, I think Thrag needs to spend 3 of his precious resolve to re-roll this, because he really should have made that. And this time he will, and he will successfully knock aside that small little stinging tail. Meanwhile, over here, let's deal with the big mama. Same thing. I'm going to say 1 to 2, it's a tail strike. No, it is 2 pincer attacks. 50. That's a successful hit. She is going to try and knock it aside, but she's at -20 because of the size. Oh, she will. She will. Knock it aside. No problem. Okay, good. And the second one coming in at 50, again with the hit. Now she's now she's rolling at 33 on this because she's -40 because of the multi-defense penalty. Oh boy, she's gonna fail. She's gonna fail with the pincer here, and this will hit her in the leg, in the right leg. Does she want to re-roll this too? Yep, you know what? We're gonna do it. She's gonna spend three of her precious. Come on, 33 or less. Nope, she doesn't do it. She's going to be hit for 2 SL in the right leg, which in this case is going to be 7 damage in the right leg. She does get her shield. It can't knock her prone because it costs 3 for this thing to knock her prone. It did hit her in the leg, so instead it's just going to unbalance her for that first hit where she's got 4 armor points. That's a 3-point wound in the thigh. She has to do a roll to check for incapacitation, but she's rolling a +2. She should be okay, no problem. Now the last scorpion has incapacitated legs, so it's going to move to engage, but that is as far as it goes. It cannot attack her because of the incapacitated legs. So that was the end of the round. We now go to a new round. See where we're at here, guys. See where we're at. Vale is going to go after the scorpions. Ah, boy, it would cost her 2 resolve to seize the initiative. She'd be burning through it. I think she has to. She has to go first because she's going to be in trouble. She has to burn through it, so she's going to go first. Everybody's going to go first again. Oh, precious resolve. Thrag over here. This one's not been wounded yet, so Thrag is going to hit this thing and try and end it. Here we go. He's rolling on 75. He will... Oh, my God. That is an incredible hit. 74. Will this thing dodge? It dodges at 50. It will dodge for 2. Oh, and it gets a critical dodge, which means it gets tactical advantage. It gets +20 to its next roll. And +3 SL. It got 5 SL versus 7. He only hits for 2 SL. Oh my God. Well, that can unbalance it, which, you know what? He will unbalance it, which will immediately take away the tactical advantage. That's great. So he's hit with 2 SL plus 5 damage is 7 damage in the body, minus its armor of 3 is a 4-point wound. Is it incapacitated from that? Yes, it is. Its body is incapacitated. Oh, drop in shock for 3 minutes unless it makes an endurance roll. Its endurance is 50. It does not. It drops in shock. It is essentially out of this fight. Well done, Thrag. Over here, Vale's going first on the big bad mama. Here we go. She's gonna stab this thing. She is unbalanced from the previous, so she's gonna be -20 for this next roll. Thank you, I remembered at that time. That's important. She's been rolling 53. That is a great hit, unless this thing could dodge at 50, which it does. She got 5 SL versus 3 is a total of 2 SL. 2 SL against this thing because of the size is not going to be able to do anything. So she just does a total of 4 damage. Where did she hit it? In the body. 4 damage in the body. It's got 3. It's going to take 1 more wound. It's taken a total of 10 now. It's got to do its wound check at +2. It is also in incapacitated. She drives her rapier into the central carapace as the blade drives through the chitinous armor. It squeals. Does it squeal? I don't know if these things squeal. What the hell, it squeals. Watika's gonna get a chance to fire, but it's engaged with Vale now. That's a dangerous shot, but he's gonna try and take it anyway. It's gonna be at minus 20. If he rolls a fumble, he's gonna hit Vale. Here we go. It's a miss, but not a fumble. This thing's gonna attack Vale with its stinger. Just a little guy. How we doing? Okay, well, that is a hit. So she's defending for the first time, and she will successfully defend with 1 degree versus 1 degree, which means that this thing wins, because when the SLs are tied, the higher roll wins. So it will hit her in the head for not much. 1 versus 1 is a 0 SL hit. She's got 4 points of armor in the head, more than enough with the shield to knock that aside. So it does hit, but it doesn't get to the armor and therefore does not inject its poison. Okay, that was that. Here we go. Everybody's first. Let's deal with Thrag. He's gonna end this thing. He just coup de grace. Just splashes it, smashes it, kills it, puts it into paste. Splash. Meanwhile, over here, Vale is going to turn and stab at this thing. I stab at thee, which she will miss, amazingly enough. Let's see what happens over here with Watik. He's gonna fire on 60. He will hit. Not very good, though. Does this thing dodge? Let's roll that in the box. Does this thing dodge? It does dodge. Wah! Dodge this out of the way. Okay, well, that was them. That means the Scorpion's going to go again. What's it gonna do? 1 to 2, it's gonna strike again with its stinger. It does strike again with its stinger. At 40, it will miss entirely this time. New round. What is the initiative? Yes, everybody goes first. Thrag is going to move 2 zones. 1, 2, which puts him there. And over here, Vale is going to stab at this thing, trying to kill it. Once and for all, that is an incredible hit. It's dodging at 40. It will, so 7 minus 1 is a 6 SL hit. 6 SL, she can definitely drive it back towards Thrag, which is gonna be a good thing to do. 6 SL is 8 damage. Where did she hit it? She hit it in the left pincer, and it's got 2 points of armor there. 8 damage, minus 2 is 6. And that is the 10th point of damage. She skewers it and kills it dead. This thing is on its back, snapping away uselessly, and they end it. Okay, well, turns out that wasn't too bad, although everyone has taken minor wounds. Vale checks in with everybody to make sure everyone is safe, and also they want to check the camels based on the fate rolls. I think this camel's gonna be okay. This one's dead, and this one might be wounded. I think the Thrag and Mealer, somebody has to do a heal check on this thing to try and stabilize its wounds to see if it can still walk, because if it can't walk anymore, they gotta put it out of its misery. Let's see what happens. You know what? I think Watik is probably the one to do this. I would imagine he has some sort of animal handling thing. So he's gonna make a roll. We're gonna give him, we'll give him a 50% chance here. Oh no, he is unable to save this camel, which leaves them with 1 camel. That is going to be a problem. That is going to give them an additional -2 penalty on their travel stains table, because essentially their supplies have been taken from them. They can't carry all this stuff. They can't carry their water, so it's going to be more exhausting to them. Bad news, but they do have some wounds they want to deal with, so let's deal with that. These wounds have to be healed, or else they run the risk of becoming infected. They make a temporary camp because it's going to take them some time now. This is afternoon of the 4th day out. Okay, there we go. So that is a success. All she needed was 1. And how does the medical die? Medical dies, okay. So she is able to remove that wound from Thrag's, but that has taken some time. Now she can also try herself, because she is actually more wounded than he is. So she's gonna try herself, same thing, 56. Oh, that is a much better roll. 2 + 1 per 2 SLs. So 2 + 2 is 4 points. She does a 4 points, so that is actually able to get rid of that leg wound, which is important. And medical die is cocked, medical die is fine. And finally, the wound to her body in the stomach. 0-1 is success with 1 degree, so it's only 2 points, but that is enough. It's 1 point, and medical die is also fine. So the only thing this cost them was time. But time, of course, is of the essence, because as we know, she's trying to do this as quickly as possible, because way back in the desert highlands northeast of Ansharir, that portal is not going to stay open for very long. But this takes them into the evening, and I think that they've been on the road all day. I think they're basically going to make camp here, and they're going to have to start a new leg in the next day. Watik is the tracker. He's rolling on 80. So critical. 4 plus 3 is 7. That is fantastic. Oh, wow, that puts them so close. A mere 20 miles out, but they are on the edge of the desert mountains when they have an encounter. But before we do that, we have to check Thrag's survival roll, because he is, of course, the quartermaster. They're not along a river anymore, so he does not get that bonus. He's rolling just a straight up 66. Critical success, 2 in a row, amazing. That's a total of 5 SL. That is fantastic. That's going to help mitigate the penalties for not having those camels. They were in difficult terrain, so it's -1, so +4. They are force marching because they're going 4 hexes a day, so they're down to +1, and then there's the -2 from that, so they're rolling at -1. Now they do have SLs left from their common lores. They've got 3 left. I think, oh, they're so close. You know what? I think they're going to spend 2 of them to give a +1 on this roll. Here we go, travel stains table, +1. Oh, that's a total of 4, which is wearying. Everyone takes 3 travel stains. Yes, I've adjusted the numbers. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but every day this game gets tweaked a little bit. So things are always going to be different from episode to episode. But bad news, 3 travel stains. Now they do have gear. They do have gear, so they can turn that into 2, and I think they're going to. But does their gear suffer? The first one does not, and Vale's does not. Okay, so Vale and Thrag both take 2 more travel stains. Vale rolls her perception of 60. See if this is a danger or an opportunity. Here we go. 70 is a failure. Boy, she just cannot. I think they're gonna spend their last SL for a +1 on this event type table. 8 plus 1 is 9. That is an opportunity, a chance to gain pieces of valuable information or common lore bonus rolls. Okay, let's see what the sort of difficulty of this is. How beneficial is this going to be? 100. Wow, terrible. Terrible. So basically they have to get 7 SLs to get even 1. Yeah, they're not going to get anything out of this. I'm sure they're not. Nonetheless, let us see exactly what the nature of this opportunity looks like. It's an opportunity to gain information or bonus common lore rolls. In other words, information about the area that's going to help them on their journey, or information about something else. Tell me about this. Pursue home. Pursuit of home. I think they possibly could find like secret trails that lead maybe up into the mountains a little bit, almost like a shortcut. Because Watik is in the lead, he is going to be doing a track roll. His track's really good, it's 80. He will succeed with 6, that's really good. So he starts to find some tracks, and I think he mentions it to the others, and he says, I think we may find a shortcut. We should look for further signs of the secret trail that winds its way through the hills. I think Vale's gonna roll perception on this, just general perception, to see if she can pick up on this trail with him. She will not, of course. And Thrag, unless Thrag really does something awesome here, they're probably not going to get much out of this, but they might. I think he's looking for signs of animal tracks, because animals will follow these little trails that might lead them up and out of this more broad, flat area. Yeah, I think he's going to do nature-wise to see. I mean, he could do a track. In this case, it's the same. He's going to do nature-wise. 40. No, and it's actually a critical fail. They did find evidence of a possible shortcut, but they weren't able to track it down, unfortunately. But it wasn't a danger. They are definitely going to have to start the ascent into the mountains. They're on the very edge of it now, and as they look, they've only got 1 camel left too, which is, burdened down with all of the supplies they could try and get off of the dead camels. This is it. This is hopefully the last leg. Watik is gonna roll on his 80 because he's awesome at this. He will do, no problem. That is gonna put them in another half day, because they are forced marching. By that night, they're winding their way up into these desert mountains, these harsh, bare desert mountains, basically following Vale's instincts at this point. Now, when you arrive at your destination, there's no event, but we still have to do the quartermaster roll. See if he gets any bonuses. Pretty good, +4. They're -2 from the camels. They're -1 from the terrain, and -3 from the forced march, which means they are rolling -2 on the travel stains roll. Oh boy, exhausting. Every member of the party takes 4 travel stains, but they do have gear, so it's gonna be 3. It's still really bad. Oh boy, okay, so Thrag is out of resolve, and Vale has 2 available. Gear check, black is Thrag. Okay, They do not use up their gear. Now, when they arrive at this area, and I will explain what this area looks like in a second for what I know of it, each character rolls endurance, and for every SL earned, they reduce their travel stains by 1. All right, Vale, your endurance is 53. Here we go. Yeah, 4. Thrag, good old Thrag with his endurance of 64. Oh, 54 because of his armor. He does take a penalty. 1 degree, okay, well, I'll take it. Now here's the problem. They do not recover travel stains until they rest in a safe place. This is not a safe place. I have an idea for what this looks like. I think after they've ascended from the desert floor, they come across into this secluded, almost hidden valley, surrounded by cliff faces and high cavern walls, canyon walls. And in the center of this valley, there is something I think is there. So I'm gonna ask the chart before I tell you what I think it is. And I think it is likely that this is the thing. 61, the answer is yes. Yes, it is. Okay. So what they see in this shallow valley is what looks to be an excavation site, a dig site. They can see huge sections of the cliffside have been dug away. There's large pits as well. It looks like several areas have been dug up. It looks like a large team has been here looking for something. And they can see wooden scaffolding up the side of some of the cliff faces and such. It's quite an operation, but I don't think there's anybody actually here. Is the area empty like I think it is? Very likely. Yes, in fact, it's a random event. Okay, with a 77. The answer is yes, there is nobody here on this large excavation site. But I do think, before I get to the random event, I do think when they come across this site, they can see that there is, as I said, sort of a central pit kind of area. And in front of that, or beyond that, there's a section of the cliff face that looks like to have been maybe a natural cave that at one point in history was turned into some sort of like chamber or passageway into the rock itself, but was long since buried by rock slides, perhaps intentionally buried, who knows? But it looks like that open chamber passageway thing looks like it leads into an interior location of some sort. Let's look at this random event that's happened. Current context. So it's a random event in the current context. It's something to do with this excavation site. What is the nature of this event, this current context event? 03. Activate weather. Oh, okay, all right. So as they come across this site, almost as though it was triggered by their presence, there's a wind that begins to pick up and roar its way through the canyon. They're pelted with sand all of a sudden and little pebbles as the wind catches the detritus of the canyon floor and whips it at them. And they can see now that a large storm head is moving in from the mountains over there. And weirdly, here in the desert, it looks like this place is about to get some severe precipitation, which is not unheard of. But what is odd is that it happens immediately, almost as though some force is trying to protect this site with weather, if that is in fact what's going on. Very difficult to tell, of course. But as they move in, they realize that they can even start to sense in the air, like that sense of impending lightning. And in fact, in the distance, they can start to hear thunder. And sure enough, the sky to the west over the mountains blackens very quickly. These thunderheads are moving in very, very quickly. And there's a flash of lightning, and just the beginning of rain begins to fall. It just drops at first, but it's looking pretty intense. And at that point, Vale points to the entrance to this tomb and says to Thrag and the rest of them, "We must take shelter inside before the storm comes. In these conditions, it could cause a flash flood and wash us away." Thrag sort of nods and immediately begins to pull a camel, who I think even the camel is beginning to freak out by the thunder that's coming in. And they pull the camel inside, just the very threshold of this passageway that leads into darkness. The storm breaks as the rain slashes down outside and begins to slowly fill the valley floor with water. They turn and they look towards the inky blackness of the chamber in front of them. Vale takes a torch from her gear and strikes it and fires it up, thereby necessitating a gear roll. Okay, no problem. The darkness is not dispelled by the torch. In fact, just the opposite. The darkness almost encroaches on the torchlight itself, almost seeking to choke the light out. But it doesn't. Vale holds the torch aloft and slowly begins to walk in. Now, she does not get very far until she comes to a chamber. And the chamber is simple. It's rectangular in nature. There are no obvious exits from the chamber. And in the center of the chamber is a stone slab raised off the ground, almost like an altar of sorts. The room is utterly empty except for that one stone slab. She approaches the slab and examines it. Does she see anything on the slab that denotes its purpose? 50-50. Yes, she does. 57. Inspect. Trial. Inspect a trial. The trial of Montserrat, the fact that he's been imprisoned here. Inspect. Okay, all right. I think I have an idea about this. When she gets to the slab, she looks down. And sure enough, there is some carving on the slab. It's very, very faint. She holds the torch closer and she can see that it looks to be carved just very, very, very faintly on the slab itself. She can see what looks like the carved outline of a figure. And as she looks closer, the figure is carved as though it's lying on the slab, kind of in fetal position, like it's sleeping. And as she looks at this now, she remembers that Sherilyn put Montserrat in a prison of dreams. And as she looks at this slab now, she turns to Thrag. I have an idea of how to access Montserrat's prison. I believe that in order to enter his dream prison, one must do it from their own dreams. Thrag kind of looks at her. He looks at the carving on the slab as well and says to her in his way without words, that could be, but again, I must warn you, I am suspicious of a trap. As am I, Thrag, but we are here. And if this is the only way that I can find out what is going on with Sherilyn, then I must try. She gets up on the slab, spreads her own body out in the same form as the carving, as though to go to sleep. And she lies there, Thrag and Watik staring at her in the near darkness of the chamber, lit only by these guttering torches of theirs. And she closes her eyes. And as soon as she does, she's no longer in the chamber. She finds herself in a pleasant, oasis-like garden. The same garden that she saw through the shimmering blue flaming portal when she communicated with Montserrat. And as she looks across the garden, there is a stone bench, and sitting on that bench is this young man. And he looks up and sees her. And again, tears well in his eyes, and stands up and slowly begins to come towards her. She, in this strange dream state, she pulls for her blade, but her blade is not there. At that moment, the man sees this action that she does, and the man smiles and says, "Dear child, there is no need for weapons here. You have arrived just as Sherilyn promised. Sherilyn is dead. She died in the chamber of the soul cage. She imprisoned you here only because she could not destroy you. An error that I intend to correct. Destroy me? Oh, no, sweet child. Sherilyn's spirit bane did not come here to destroy me. She came here to assist me." And that is where we're going to end this episode. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you do want to help support the channel, please do consider hitting like and subscribe and sign up for the Patreon or the YouTube channel memberships. And of course, if you want to help support the game, it's going to be released on Kickstarter very, very, very soon now. So sign up at play.thebrokenembers.com to become a VIP member. And we will see you on the next episode of Me, Myself, and Die.